Max Verstappen, four-time world champion, Red Bull's golden boy, just collided with George Russell in a move that stunned even his own team. But that's not the real shocker. The real story? Red Bull's strategy may have cost him everything, and it gets worse. Welcome back to Fuel Up Daily, your daily fix of Formula One insights, drama, and deep dives. Today we're unpacking the chaos of the 2025 Spanish Grand Prix, a race that flipped the championship narrative on its head. From Verstappen's meltdown to McLaren's dominance, and even a surprise from Nico Hülkenberg, this one had it all. Let's dive in. Let's start with the winners. McLaren delivered a performance for the ages. Oscar Piastri clinched his fifth victory of the season, leading a 1-2 finish with teammate Lando Norris. This marks McLaren's first Spanish Grand Prix win in over 2 decades, solidifying their position at the top of the Constructors' Championship. Piastri's fastest lap of 1 minute 15.743 set a new record for the current track layout, showcasing McLaren's superior pace. Their strategic pit stops and tire management were impeccable, leaving rivals in the dust. Now, onto Red Bull. Their strategy? Questionable at best. During a late race safety car triggered by Antonelli's engine failure, every top driver pitted for soft tires, except Verstappen, who was fitted with new hard compounds. The result? He struggled to maintain pace, losing positions rapidly. Verstappen's frustration was evident over team radio, criticizing the decision and expressing disbelief. This strategic blunder not only cost him a podium, but also exposed cracks in Red Bull's decision-making under pressure. But the drama didn't end there. Verstappen's aggressive defense against George Russell led to contact, resulting in a 10-second penalty that dropped him from 5th to 10th. This incident, coupled with a prior clash with Charles Leclerc, showcased a level of desperation uncharacteristic of the Dutchman. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko expressed concern over Verstappen's behavior, noting it as a departure from his usual composure. With 11 penalty points on his super license, Verstappen is now perilously close to a race ban. Lewis Hamilton's weekend was equally tumultuous. Finishing 6th after being overtaken by Nico Hülkenberg, Hamilton was visibly emotional post-race. He later apologized to Sky Sports' Rachel Brooks for his curt interview, attributing his performance to personal shortcomings. However, Ferrari later revealed that floor damage had compromised his car's balance, suggesting that Hamilton's self-blame was misplaced. This incident highlights the immense pressure drivers face and the emotional toll of the sport. Aston Martin faced their own challenges, with Lance Stroll withdrawing due to a wrist injury sustained during qualifying. Fernando Alonso salvaged some pride for the team, finishing 9th and securing 2 points. The team is now considering a Plan B should Stroll's recovery take longer than expected. With McLaren's dominance and Red Bull's missteps, the championship landscape is shifting. Piastri's lead in the Drivers' Championship is growing, while Red Bull must regroup to remain competitive. Verstappen's recent comments underscore the urgency. We definitely need to improve if we are to fight for 2025 titles. So, what lies ahead as the Formula One circus moves on from Barcelona and sets its sights on North America? The Canadian Grand Prix at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve promises more than just another race. It's now become a high-stakes proving ground for several teams with something to prove. Let's start with Red Bull. For a team that's been dominant since the beginning of the 2020s, this is unfamiliar territory. Max Verstappen is now not only under scrutiny for his behavior on track, but for what many are calling an identity crisis in the garage. The harmony between driver and strategist that once made Red Bull virtually untouchable has started to crack. The calls from the pit wall in Spain weren't just questionable, they were disastrous. If they repeat anything similar in Montreal, it could mark the beginning of a full-scale unraveling. And let's not forget Verstappen's super license situation. With 11 penalty points currently sitting on his record, he is 1 point away from an automatic one-race ban. One wrong move in Montreal, whether it's a start line incident, track limits violation, or an overly aggressive overtake, and Max could find himself watching a race from the sidelines. It's almost unthinkable, but not impossible. And the implications? Monumental. A race without Verstappen would not only shake up the championship standings, but also hand a massive advantage to McLaren and Ferrari in both the drivers and constructors races. Speaking of McLaren, let's give them their moment. Because if Barcelona was a confirmation of their pace, Montreal is a test of their consistency. Piastri and Norris have shown that they can go wheel to wheel with the very best. But can they deliver week after week, circuit after circuit? Canada offers a very different challenge. It's a semi-street track, heavy on braking zones and reliant on traction and mechanical grip. If McLaren performs strongly here too, it'll be the clearest signal yet that they're no longer just podium contenders. They're title favorites. And here's a subplot to keep your eye on: Lando Norris. While Piastri has been racking up the wins and leading the standings, Norris is quietly but steadily building momentum. If he can take advantage of a Verstappen misstep or catch Piastri on a bad day, we could see the intra-team battle at McLaren become the story of the summer. Remember, Lando has been waiting for this kind of car for years. Now that he's got it, the last thing he wants is to play second fiddle. Ferrari, meanwhile, find themselves in a curious position. Leclerc has had moments of brilliance. His podium in Spain was hard-fought, and he's kept himself in striking distance. Montreal will be a critical test for the Scuderia. Their straight-line speed has improved, and Canada might suit them better than Spain did. But if they can't convert strong qualifying into solid race results, their championship hopes could start to slip away. Over at Mercedes, the mood is complicated. Russell are still among the best driver lineups on the grid. But Mercedes continues to suffer from a fundamental issue. They can't get the car to behave consistently across different track types. The W15 has shown glimpses of potential, especially in low-speed corners, but those moments are fleeting. If Mercedes can't bring an upgrade package that delivers immediate gains in Canada, they might have to start thinking about 2026 earlier than planned. Aston Martin's situation is more somber. With Lance Stroll's injury and the team falling back in the pecking order, Fernando Alonso has been forced to play damage control, salvaging points rather than challenging for podiums. The Canadian Grand Prix will be another uphill battle unless Aston's upcoming updates provide a miracle. But Alonso is a master of extracting results from unfavorable situations. If he pulls off something special in Montreal, it won't be the first time. And let's not forget the midfield. Nico Hülkenberg's drive in Spain was nothing short of spectacular. Overtaking a 7-time world champion like Hamilton on merit in a Haas? That's the kind of moment that cements your legacy. If Haas can continue their upward trajectory, we could see them regularly fighting for top 8 finishes, something that seemed impossible just a season ago. The Canadian GP could be another chance for Hulk to remind teams why he's still got it. Then there's the wildcard factor. Canada's weather has a reputation. Rain is always a possibility, and if it comes, it levels the playing field. We've seen it time and again. One wet race can completely change a championship's trajectory. Add in the potential for safety cars, late race strategy gambles, and a possible Verstappen absence due to a penalty, and suddenly Montreal isn't just another round. It could be the most pivotal weekend of the season so far. The 2025 Spanish Grand Prix was more than just a race. It was a statement, a warning shot from McLaren, a cry for help from Red Bull, a reminder from Ferrari, and an emotional roller coaster for fans around the globe. It forced us to question what we thought we knew about this championship. Is Verstappen still untouchable? Can Red Bull recover their strategic edge? Or are we witnessing the true rise of a new era, led by McLaren, forged in fire by drivers like Piastri and Norris, and ready to upend the status quo? Every Grand Prix from here on out matters more. Every strategy call, every pit stop, every defensive move. The margins are razor thin, and as Barcelona showed us, one misstep, one moment of frustration, one wrong tire choice can change everything. The road to the championship isn't just fast, it's fragile. So buckle up because the Canadian Grand Prix is next. And if recent history is any indication, the twists and turns won't be limited to the track. If you thought Spain was wild, just wait. If you've enjoyed this deep dive and want to stay ahead of the curve with the latest F1, insights, breakdowns, and behind-the-scenes stories, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a post-race analysis or breaking news update. And hey, let us know in the comments. Was Verstappen's penalty justified? Can McLaren really take both titles? Or is there still fight left in Red Bull? This is Fuel Up Daily, where passion meets precision and every race gets the coverage it deserves. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road to Montreal.